What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. I got a special guest. I was on Nate podcast, but man, listen, he decided to stop by my podcast.
No
What's up, big dog?
How you doing, bro?
Man, talk to the people. Tell them a little bit about you, what you're from, and what you do.
Hey, man, this is Rick Davis, founder and host of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, man. Check us out. Team lead over at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm right now, man. Top producing agent, entrepreneur.
Come on, talk it.
No, man, you know, it's great to be here, man. When you were able to sit in with me and my partner, Mr. Larry Douglas Brooks, man, I promised that we would get down and sit down on your platform. Man, so I appreciate you for having me.
Man, listen. I want to talk a little bit about several things on this podcast. First thing I want to talk about is the real estate game.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
How's it going down in Houston with the real estate game? Like, talk a little bit about, like, you know, why should people sell or why should they buy?
The thing about Houston, man, and it's a blessing to be able to practice my trade here in a city like this, man, is so dynamic. What makes it so unique in comparison to other major markets in and around the United States, man, is that the state of Texas, the city of Houston, man, is always growing. It's so diverse. The corporate structures are in place where
I like that.
Employment is always plentiful. So as far as people relocating from other areas of the country, man, the best and the brightest are flocking to the greater Houston area, man, to work with in the medical industry, in energy, in education. So
I love that.
From that standpoint, there's so many talented and viable professionals moving to the area that I am just more than honored to be able to go out, help them not only find areas where they can educate their children, but also raise their families in a safe and nurturing environment.
Man, you know what? And this is the thing though, because I love real estate, bro. I ain't really got involved yet. I'm coming.
Right.
I just ain't got involved yet. My wife, who was talking about, you know, getting some duplexes, you know, buying some rental property and stuff like that, but I love real estate because it's a different type of hustle, bro.
Yeah, man. It's
about filling that funnel of leads of people. You know what I'm saying? So how long you been in the game?
Man, I was first licensed in the state of Nevada, man. Big shout out to all my people in Las Vegas.
Come on.
First was licensed in 2006. So time is flying, man.
It's flying.
Nearly 20 years, man. Almost 20 years going, man. But it's a great thing, man. I always tell people in real estate that when you serve in the capacity that I serve as an educator,
talking good,
as a mentor, as a business builder, you're a man of the people. It's public service in a way.
That's true.
No different than other aspects of what we see here in the big city as far as people who give back to the community. Little different than real estate investing. I always try to make sure.
You kind of distinguish the two.
Right, because I tell people all the time, man, if real estate is an avenue that you want to build generational wealth for your family, for generations and generations and generations, you don't have to be a licensed real estate practitioner to achieve those goals.
That's true.
In this country, you can buy, sell, or invest residential or commercial real estate as an individual, as an independent business entity, as much as you would like.
I love that.
You know, I've met with some people who invest, and their slogan is, own every grain of sand that you can. You feel me? I like to use that a lot when I talk to my investment groups. People who are interested in investing, kind of like you and your wife, with duplexes, multifamily units. So if that's something that, as a business owner, entrepreneur, head of your family, that you want to set aside, man, I always tell people, reach out to a licensed agent that's experienced. They can set you up a plan, set you up a long-term roadmap.
I like that.
For how the properties you invest in, how they're going to perform. And most importantly, talk to you about those opportunities when it's time to put them on the market.
That's good.
Sell, take those proceeds and reinvest and get that thing going again, man. So you know, it's all kind of ways to get it going.
You know, so I think Airbnb becoming a touchy subject these days because of all the restrictions. So do you think a person should go do the Airbnb route or go into buying a duplex and renting route?
Well, the thing about it is, and the reason why the Airbnb investment model has been put into the spotlight more is because there have been quite a few sellers that have been selling to buyers who have the goal of doing short-term rentals without communicating that with the homeowners association.
Okay.
So that's where the rub is.
I got you.
Because a lot of times homeowners associations, community organizations, rental boards, depending on if you're in a high rise or a condo community, they put certain rules in place
to protect the people?
To protect the majority.
The majority, okay.
Those who actually live there, are residents there, day in, day night. And most importantly, they want to protect everyone's values and equity in their property.
That's true.
So if Airbnb or short-term rental is something that, as far as your business plan, you had set up for your investments, I'm gonna tell people you can move forward with that, but just do your due diligence.
Okay.
And either invest in areas that don't have a HOA or don't have a deed restriction, which there are plentiful in the city, like Houston, or only invest in communities that are short-term rental friendly.
Oh, all right.
And there are, to your earlier point, there are multifamily units that are investor friendly, where they have set aside a certain number of units for short-term rentals.
I like that though, because I mean I think that's stuff that people need to know.
Exactly.
They kind of, because a lot of people we're not really educated. Because I was looking at, and you know, when you're looking at social media, that's why I don't believe nothing I see on social media. I need to see the facts.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times we see stuff, people telling a story, but it's like, wow, like, is this really true? And that's why you got to go to people like you that specialize in certain things that you can give the right information. Because it's a lot of people online don't really know what they're talking about.
Well, the thing about it is, and I caution certain types of investments.
Okay.
So when you go online and you hear investment experts, investment gurus, what they are giving you is the accurate facts as they pertain to their particular situation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just like we all have our own individual fingerprints, all of us have our own financial history.
That's true.
So regardless of what steps I've shown that I've taken in my investment journey, if you are not me, you don't have my same social security number.
That's true.
You don't have my same investment portfolio. You don't have my same resume.
Gotcha.
You don't have my same annual earnings. So what I would ask people to do when you do look online and you watch these videos is to glean what's most important.
Yes.
It's the motivation.
Yes.
It's the inspiration.
Talk to me.
And most important, it are those foundational steps. But don't ever feel as if you're mandated to move at a certain pace. As you see certain gurus, or that you need to invest the way that they've illustrated his work for them.
Got you.
Because unless you're in their same city,
true.
Or region, rules are a little different.
Because everything's different.
Everything's a little different depending where you are.
And I just think it goes with the mindset of understanding like real estate in any field that you're in. I think you need to be a master marketer and a master craft and really knowing the ins and out of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I think I tell people this, no matter what you're doing, people buy you before they buy anything else.
Absolutely.
So when they see you, they're like, should I work with you versus should I work with him or her? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I have a motto I always say, are you the goat or you the donkey?
Oh, wow, that's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you watch the two different activities of them, you would kind of know you want to be the goat. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to be the donkey. But to me, it's a lot of people online that's acting like they're the ghost, but they really the donkey.
I mean, you know, the great thing about social media, the internet, it allows you to spread your message.
They do.
To vast communities that normally you wouldn't have the opportunity to interact with and touch.
That's true.
But the thing to keep in mind is that every investor is their own individual.
That's true.
They can give you a framework. You can also get a game plan.
You
can gain inspiration and motivation. But to think that as an individual, you can do everything that you've seen someone else do. That can be a bit naive. It can be a bit naive, but you got to understand that everything is customizable. And the lender will tell you that. If you were to call any lender on the phone and just ask them, could you give me a quote like another customer that you work with? They'll let you know that's impossible because every lender or every investor is its own individual entity. So just keep that in mind.
So take us down this path. All right. You got started in real estate in 2006.
Yes.
You started, what was your mindset then to what your mindset is today?
Well, I know I had a pretty unique career path.
Okay.
I initially was brought on. I was in charge of management and sales at a publicly traded Fortune 500 real estate developer.
Okay.
So we used to plan out communities.
Okay.
Streets, all that stuff. Then have floor plans, open the model house, then sell the model houses, move the families in and close the communities out.
I like that.
So when I first started back in 2006, for me, it was more important to be about the education. I had to learn the whats and the whys.
That's good.
Most of the time, especially when you find entrepreneurship in real estate, people have not always been classically trained.
Ooh, that's
through a corporation. So before I learned how to market as an independent entity, how to promote my business, promote my brand.
Okay.
I learned the fundamentals of construction, real estate planning, real estate sales, and building value for the end consumer. So as I transitioned from working for developers to building my own brand, my own entity, that's one of the things that separates me from most agents that you might find in and around the areas. And right now, even now, currently, I work with clients in Atlanta. I work with clients in Houston. I work with clients in Dallas. So that's one of the things that my clients, if you were to ever survey them, that's one of the things that they mention as my strengths is that I'm able to give them some perspective on the other side of the table.
I love
what the builders and the corporations are thinking.
So you got a new guy, 2023, 2024, all women. I don't want to just send them out. They want to say, man, I want to be a real estate agent. They come into, what are some practical advice do you tell them? Should they just quit their job immediately? Or should they just keep their job and do it on the side? I mean, what is that?
If you already are employed and you're a new agent, I always advise, first thing, go to your top producing agents at your brokerage. And let them know on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm at your disposal.
That's
if
good.
You need someone to open your open houses, if you need someone to open the doors for potential buyers, to show them potential properties, I'm your man, I'm your woman. The reason being is because you get not only on-the-job training, but you get real life interaction with real buyers, real sellers. And I learned as a new agent, when you work these open houses, there are quite a few individuals who tour open houses and have yet to commit to representation. So now you are that first point of contact. You have an opportunity to win the business. And at the same time, learn and assist a top producing agent.
I like that.
Who then may even feel you've shown enough value to take you on as a mentee. So that's the thing I would always tell new agents. You want to generate business?
I got you.
Be at disposal of those people who are already generating business.
So that makes me think about servantship versus ownership.
Absolutely.
So I think so many people got to understand that in order to have ownership, you got to have servantship first.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people get involved in things and they're not willing to serve. You know what I'm saying? They're not willing to invest in themselves. I always use this analogy. I say, if I tell you I live in Dallas and you don't put in your GPS, how long will it take you to find me?
As long as it takes you to find your way of 45.
So you know what I'm saying? So the reason why, that's why I said why having a mentor is important, because they're your GPS.
Yeah.
They're gonna help you get there faster. They're gonna tell you the route. And the GPS will also say, hey, there's some traffic ahead, you might want to detour. That's why it's so important to be that.
Right.
Because so many people get into things, they're like, oh, I know all the answers. I'm like, bro, sis, calm down. Find somebody that's already running the play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Learn how they run it. Not that you got to run exactly how they running it, but know what they know.
Yeah.
And tap into their intellectual property, their knowledge, their wisdom, and then you can go do your thing. But I think so many people is scared, because I noticed one thing about people. And I call people out on it. The competition part, it's like, I believe God had people assigned to you.
Right.
And so, and I say that because I had several people come on my podcast that have other podcast studios. They was like, oh, what's your price? Oh, you know, they are. I'm like, bro, God gonna bring people to me regardless.
Regardless.
He bring people, like, before you leave, I mean, when you leave here today, I got 3 more people coming just to rent this room out. And so that's the whole mindset, is collaboration over competition. Stop trying to compete where there's really no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't just do this. All right, so I want to play this word game. I'm gonna say 2 words. You tell me, do you need both or you need none of them?
Okay.
Money or motivation?
Motivation.
You don't need no money?
No, you need money as well.
Okay, so do you need both?
Oh yeah, both. Absolutely.
Okay,
right.
Well, why?
Because motivation can take you so far. But in this particular country, there's a certain level of resources that you need to put plans in motion.
That's
to
good.
automate, to make everything run efficiently.
All right. So confidence or cockiness? Do you need both or do you need one?
I think confidence is all you need. I think sometimes cockiness can be a facade.
Okay.
That can be a crutch. Sometimes that those that aren't as confident can lean on to try to trick those that don't know the difference.
Ooh, that's good. That's real good. And I think people get, but this is my thing too. I tell people, are you him or are you them?
That's interesting. Now, what do you mean by that?
So what I mean is, are you the person that truly believes in you, or are you the person that's trying to connect to others to try to push your vision?
Right.
And this is the thing. There's a difference between a vision board and a vision environment.
Yeah.
All right. The vision board, do you have one?
Yes.
All right. So the vision board is things you write down, things you want to accomplish. Now, there's another board that should be next to that vision. It's another board that should be next to that vision board, which is vision environment. So your head should be in the center of that board, and it should be 5 people that you connected to that's going to help you complete that vision environment. So you know what I'm saying? So you got vision board and vision environment. You need both.
Yeah.
I tell people you need both. The vision environment helps push the vision board. The problem is people trying to go alone. It's no need, you don't have to go alone when you can just put yourself in the center, put 5 people around you, and you want to push to that. You know what I'm saying? All right, the next word is impact or inspiration. Which one you rather?
I would like to do both. Provide both.
Both.
We want to provide both. Impact and inspiration.
Yes, absolutely. Because you to me, I like both.
Right.
I want to make an impact in your life, but I also want to be inspiration to you.
Right.
And so I think people, they haven't really seen, you know what I'm saying, like what's the difference. The other 2 words I have is earn income or active income. Do you want to talk about the difference?
Okay. I always talk to a lot of clients that I work with that need some clarification on those, and I always let them know that your earned income, you always want to reinvest that in appreciable assets.
Okay.
A lot of times, a lot of the people that I've met with in the past that I've helped get them on the right track as far as growing that generational wealth is that I wanted them to realize that consumer debt is what drowns so many people in our country as far as what they do with their earned income.
That's true.
The money that you make from your hard-earned talents, the sweat of your brow, the sacrifices that you make, you want to reinvest those in things that are going to grow in value the longer you have them.
I love it.
For those that may not necessarily be as, may not have been as exposed to what appreciable assets are, I ask them to reach out to me. I can provide my clients with a list of 10 things that if you own these, the longer you have them, the more they'll be worth over time.
I got you.
That you can then also borrow from and use as collateral for business loans,
that's good.
Things of that nature. Because most of the time, those that have become uber successful in our country have used liquid assets as well as appreciable assets to help them finance companies, company acquisitions, building of their corporations that have then become the things that we see as the thing that they've ultimately built and been known for. So, a lot of times people don't necessarily go back and do their research as far as how people got started.
And I think that's good to know though, because I think a lot of times we see something, be like, oh, they successful, I can't get there, but you don't really know how they got there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people today, and me and Larry was talking about this because he was like, man, you started at the house. I said, he came to the house when I was podcasting.
Right.
And I'm like, but I already seen the vision. What made me want to build this was, hold on, people were trying to rent my house out.
Right.
You're trying to rent the house out, I might as well get a studio.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so I made it where it's easier for people to to become successful. Another thing. So how important is reading to you though? Because I think people, this next generation, I already know they're gonna read a lot. I just be honest with you, because this AI is freaking everybody out. They just try to do AI everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not really.
Well, the thing is, reading, I've always, and I have young children, so for us in our household, reading is paramount.
Okay.
Not only for helping to pique curiosity, as far as parts of the world that you may not necessarily see on an everyday in and out basis, but at the same day, I think it spurs creativity.
Okay.
I think you as someone, as a content creator, business owner, you have a studio where you see business owners and entrepreneurs on a day in, day out basis. It'll probably be something for you to elaborate on, but from where I'm sitting, I've seen there be a lack of creativity.
Yes.
Because every trend that people see on TikTok,
they try to jump on it
immediately. So what happens is life just turns into a marketing wave of everyone running to the market with the same thing, very little differentiation.
Yes.
And everything is just wave driven, analytics driven, click driven. And I don't think that the nuance, the customization,
yes,
that me, you, or any other potential client or customer needs when making important family, generational wealth type decisions.
Man, you know what? And I'm talking to the next generation. Well, I don't have to read. I can just tell ChatGPT that. I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but you still need to build your own intellectual property. First of all, you know, man created ChatGPT. Yeah, man created that. So the information on there is something somebody put on there. Let's be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's artificial intelligence, but they still got to program it to do what it needs to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, this next generation, I'm like, how can I pour in them to help them get to where they trying to be?
The thing about AI, and I talk to some of the younger people that I speak with, and I try to get them to truly understand what it is that they feel. With AI, it's not that it's better, it's just adequate.
Yes, it's quicker.
And it's easier.
Yes.
So it's not that it's perfect. I think everyone understands that with ChatGPT, there's going to be glitches.
Of course.
There's going to be mispronunciations, punctuation errors, that type of thing. But people are willing to live with that for the ease of it all.
Yes.
So what's going to happen is kind of like what we spoke about. It's going to start to erode creativity. Everything is going to be in the same voice.
It's going to look alike.
Everything's going to look alike.
Yep.
And it's going to be, we're all going to come back to a place where now, once again, we're looking for creativity. We're looking for differentiation.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. And you don't want to use it too much as a crutch.
Yeah. And I talk to a lot. You know what I noticed? Because I just closed a deal on maybe like 8 more real estate agents just on content. They want to do content. They just want to come in, do a 45-minute session, and do 30 videos, and me send it back to them in 72 hours. They looking, but this is what I learned though. People are looking for motivation and content, but they can't. It's for some reason, a lot of people, and I noticed too, a lot of people think alike.
Right.
So like hypothetically, write this. People think alike. So they go on to ChatGPT, prompts. Type in the same prompt. And so what happens is I go look at their content. I'm like, man, I seen that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's no, like you said, it's no customization. It's not making you stand out in the marketplace.
And I mean, you know, especially in real estate, sometimes, especially with Realtor.com, Zillow, some of the large online websites that allows direct-to-consumer access to the real estate environment.
Yes.
People sometimes can mistake that for not needing the experience of a licensed real estate agent that's been working in the market the entire time. And sort of what we speak about with AI and ChatGPT. Going about it that way can be easier, but it's going to also lead to inefficiencies.
Yes.
There's going to be mistakes, things that fall through the cracks because we're entrusting the AI to handle everything where the AI doesn't understand the nuance of your particular situation.
That's what I'm saying.
And so that's the thing. And like you say, same prompts gonna give you the same content.
The same content. So it's like you're not separating yourself.
Not at all.
And so like even like when I do videos, I like to do some crazy videos. So you might watch and like every so many seconds I cut my video. So like every 3 seconds when there's a I cut that part off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you might get to a 13 minutes in, now I'm upside down, then I come back around. Right. So I like to change because I kind of see what's going on in the marketplace. People want everything fast.
Right.
But getting it fast, you're gonna be less efficient.
Right.
You know,
you're gonna suffer a little bit as far as quality.
You're gonna suffer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's important. So look, I got an acronym game I like to play.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you acronym. You tell me what it means to you.
All right.
Number 1, poor, passing over opportunity repeatedly. What do that mean to you?
Wow, that's deep. I feel like it's a lack of education, lack of mentorship, and a lack of exposure that keeps those poor.
That's good.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
That's true. The next one is hope. Help other people excel. What does that mean to you?
I feel as if that's the essence of what we are as real estate agents, realtors, and those that are licensed. I feel like that's our responsibility to the community.
I love that. The next one is DNA. The D stands for your design. The N is to notice, and the A is your assignment. What that mean to you?
To me, that's what gets me motivated every day. That I know that there's a need in the community for the education that I provide.
Yes.
And at the same time, knowing that those seeds that I'm planting are what's going to close
That's good.
that wealth gap in this country that keeps people from my community in a position where they are POOR.
Man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Money, momentarily owned, not externally yours. What does money mean to you?
I feel like it's a means to an end.
Okay.
It is what we use in this country in exchange for appreciable assets. I think we need to look at it as such and not look at it as the be-all, the end-all.
I got you.
Because I think ultimately all of our goals are to grow more wealthy in our sleep. And the way to do that is through having assets that gain value over time.
I love it. This mindset. Denial. Don't even notice I am lying.
Oh, wow. No, I think that comes with a little fear, like you talked about earlier in our interview. Fear of competition.
I love it.
Fear of failure. Fear of the unknown.
That's true.
Getting outside of your comfort zone. I think that all leads to denial. I think sometimes when we face certain challenges repeatedly, the denial is where we have to realize it's because of the way we moving.
I love it.
And we need to take a look at what we're doing, find mentorship or better mentorship, and follow a better game plan. Yeah,
and listen, I'm telling you, that's some that's so much fire people don't even understand. All right, so you got a time capsule this big.
Right.
You can leave 3 things in there. You're on your way out.
Right.
It has to be 3 physical things. We're gonna put it in the ground and dig it up 1,000 years later so the world can remember you by.
Right.
What do you put in there?
Personally, correct?
Personally, it's for you. We want to remember you.
No, personally,
what impact? No, the reason why I said that before you get on, what impact have you made on this earth?
Yeah.
So that you can put in this thing. Like, I'm gonna put my book. I'm in the sense you can put in this thing so the world can remember you by. Let's go.
Nah, definitely. I think I'll put a picture.
Okay.
Picture. We always take a big picture every year.
Okay.
At our Brooks and Davis holiday party. Get the whole team together.
I love
take a
it.
big picture. I drop a picture of the work team in there. I think I'll drop a picture of the family in there. But also I drop a thumb drive in.
Okay.
With all 240 episodes of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. So that those people in 100 years can know that this dude out here was getting after trying to serve the community, trying to educate, and like you say, close that wealth gap.
Man, I love that. So what? All right. So how long you been podcasting? When you started?
5 years now.
Okay, you 5 years. So we the same since 2018.
Right.
I've been on the gas since 2018. I've been mashing.
Pre-pandemic.
Just
there you
listen.
go.
I tell people all the time, don't hate on me, people.
There it is.
Some of y'all are some pandemic podcasters.
Right. You was in the game before then.
I was in the game before we started.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, me and my wife was on the gas at home.
Right.
We was, people was like, man, we got receipts. You can go to our YouTube channel and you'll see 2018 on there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We got receipts. So people like, man, how long you been podcasting? Before the pandemic. I make sure people know that we are not pandemic podcasters.
No.
I mean what I say and say what I mean.
No,
you know
absolutely, man. It's funny because when you sat in with us on our podcast, that was our second studio.
Oh, that's what
because we changed studios because of the pandemic. You know how it was as far as studio space, commercial real estate was in flux. So to your earlier point, we are pre-pandemic podcast.
Yeah, so I mean listen. I love it, man. So what have some things you learned on the podcast though? Like this whole process, like when y'all talking to guests, what are some things that you have learned with podcasts that has helped you in your profession?
Well, okay. And it all comes back to some of the things we've talked about as far as originality, creativity. When we first started our real estate, pod.
Oh yeah, you good.
When I first started it, there wasn't a lot of business-based subject podcasts in the market at that time.
I got you.
But since then, there have been a myriad of different shows, podcasts, influencers that have entered the market. And there's some things that we've picked up that we noticed that have been valuable.
Okay.
But then there's other things that we realize that we don't want to be in the fray that way. We don't want to position the brand that way. So it does give you the value of seeing other people's viewpoints.
Yes.
How other people feel they want to entertain their audience.
Okay.
What we like to do is to educate, motivate, and inspire.
I love it.
So that's where some of the things we picked up throughout this time.
And the thing I love most about podcasting, I love it because I get to meet people like yourself, talk to you guys, pour into me, I pour into you guys, but it creates that synergy and energy. And I tell people, podcasting helps you leverage your brand off of their brand. That's the most powerful thing about it. This year long podcast, I'm telling you, the customers, podcast has brought me so many customers just because, hey man, you do this? Oh, hey, my friend needs this. Right. And it gets crazy because just being consistent with the podcast. So we're gonna tap back real quick. Right. On 2006, it's 2006 when you started. All right, 2006 to today. Give us some of those failures that you have learned that you're not gonna go back to.
Okay. Some of the things that we ran into. One of the things that I wish I had took advantage of earlier is when I moved back to Houston, being involved in more professional organizations.
Ooh, that's good.
That's one of the things that for new agents, I like to impress upon them is the value of giving of your time.
Getting in that room.
And volunteering your resources and getting in that room. Because what you'll find out is that there's so many aspects of real estate that aren't overly publicized or overly spotlighted, that you have to be experienced and in the know and connected the right way.
I love it.
To have an opportunity to take advantage of. So new agents, don't be afraid to be looked at as less experienced by joining a professional organization where there may be older practitioners or people with more experience, because being in the room is how you educate and build yourself. So
I love that.
I wish that was something that I would have took advantage
of. I tell people all the time, man, you got to walk around like a plug. All right. A plug is, now imagine if guys say, hey, Rick, every 15 minutes, if you don't plug into something, you're going to die.
You plug in.
So you'll be looking for people, places, things. But then he also going to say, remember, if you plug into negative conversation, negative situation, it drains your battery.
That's true.
So this is the thing I try to tell people. I'm very cautious about what I hear or what I see. Because that protects me as an entrepreneur. Because a lot of times, when I used to work at the railroad, I used to talk to my uncle all the time because he's still at the railroad.
Right.
Now he's like, nephew, you don't call me, bro. I really don't want to talk to you. I'll be honest with him. I really don't want to talk to you because you just talking about that job. I'm talking about millions of dollars with my brand. It's just something different. And it's no disrespect to it. It's just like, yeah, man, today at work, and I don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have learned. My wife was like, I kind of, at first she was like, don't be rude. I'm saying I'm not being rude. I'm being protective of where I'm going. And now she's like, okay, I see it. Because now it's people that's in her life that got that negative interest and she walked away from her situation.
Right.
So now she's a full-time entrepreneur. So now, people, well, how y'all making it? What y'all? Don't worry about that. You know, that's always the question.
That's the question.
It's always the question.
That's always the question.
Or the second question is, how y'all work together every day? Y'all go to the same building. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's just what it is.
There's layers to it that people won't understand until they out here.
Until
man.
they
but
out
you got to step out on faith. Though.
Yes, you got to step out on faith. So there's a word called believe. You know the 3-letter word inside of there?
It's the lie.
It's the lie. So the reason why I want to talk about that because you have to become delusional before you get successful. People say, what you mean by that? You got to already see it before you get there. You can't wait to get there to see it.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So talk about some of those layers when you had those disbeliefs that you was like, man, I don't know if real estate for me. Or have you ever had that?
No, I mean, you go through, especially in a market like real estate that's up and down. It's a cyclical thing.
Okay.
You have a lot of questions when you get through the periods in the end of the year when it's more holiday driven, where people or periods where interest rates are being publicized to be higher, where people feel as if buying or investing isn't a good way to put their resources. And what I've always fallen back on is the fact that the education is needed.
Come on.
The need is there. And regardless of what you think as an individual, if you reach out and give of yourself, you will always find someone that would like to take advantage of the opportunity to build wealth. And I always tell all of the newer agents as well, reach out to your sphere of influence.
Come on, man.
Your top 50, the people that know you, trust you, like you. If you call those 50 people and ask them, do you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest?
Come on.
Out of those 50, I guarantee 2 people will be like, it was somebody at work. And I tell people, when you're feeling down, you're feeling unproductive, you don't know what to really do with your time, you feel scattered, reach out to friends and family.
That's good.
Invite them out to lunch. Pick their brain. Talk to them about their children.
Yes.
But then also ask them, have you been having any conversations about anyone? You know anybody moving to the area? And you put that on their mind, and you'll be surprised how needed reputable real estate services are.
You know what? I tell people this. And a young man asked me the other day, he was like, man, how you building your brand in your life? I said, bro, referrals is the key to your success.
Yeah.
I promise you. I didn't have one guy, he paid $3,500. He brought another friend. That friend paid $7,000 because of different things he wanted from me. Then this guy called 5 more other people. It gets crazy because once you get to, like you said, know, like, and trust you, those people know, like, and trust them.
Yeah.
And then now they now this person started talking good about who you are. And then if all of a sudden, now you got new clients. And I say it's the whole mindset of building wealth and understanding your purpose in life. You know, the last thing before we finish though, what do you go back and tell your 13-year-old self so that today your life look different?
Stay true. Believe in the vision that you have. With young people, I always tell young people, the dreams that you have for yourself are a lot more attainable than you think.
Yes.
The reason they're dreams is because you haven't been exposed to the world yet. It's just that sometimes you can be around those negative people and those naysayers that can get in the way before you have a chance to explore the world. So those dreams that you have young, you can be anything you want to be. You know, it's funny when you're younger, they tell you that.
Yeah.
But as you go through life, It's life that tries to convince you of otherwise.
Start slapping you around.
But then as you get older, you realize half the battle is showing up.
Yes.
And being in the rooms where they need people to do the things you dream about.
Listen,
but you just got to fight for your right to be there.
My mindset is consistency is the new currency.
Yes.
Whoever can be consistent the most.
You got to be there.
It's the new currency. When people wake up, they should be, okay, what Rick doing? Right. What he got? The consistency is the new currency. People need to know what you do, why you do it, and know, do they want to be connected to you? Absolutely. It's so important that people miss that part.
They do.
Cause it's like, man, I'm like, okay, so you say you on social media. Let me check it out. Man, you ain't post nothing in like 3 weeks. You say you on social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is having a strategic plan on what you're gonna do, why you want to do, and get in front of the people that you need to get in front of.
Absolutely.
This is a part of the game where I'm gonna throw you the alley-oop.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna say, is there any questions you want to ask me? I like to turn the questions over too.
Nah, and this is a great question because I think you are the dictionary definition of self-made entrepreneur.
I appreciate
business owner. For you, what is your goals for your organization? You have a content creating empire. You have Burgeon in here. You have a studio. We thinking expansion. We thinking other markets.
Yes.
What do you see as far as the next level for you and your organization?
Man, right now we eyeing down 3.4 acres in Humble. I want to build something called the Adult Playground for Content Creators. Mm-hmm. It's a 16,000 square foot building. I already drew it out, mapped it out. One side is nothing but photographer rooms. The other side, nothing but podcast rooms. All right? Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to have a big room where we can have our own conference in there. Then I'm going to have 2 state-of-the-art classrooms that can fit 50 people in there, that we can have these vibe boards in there. Right. And people can teach what they know. I want to build something that it's kind of like Walmart. You know, when you go, okay, so my wife like Target because the baskets don't squeak. That's a dumb reason to me. Right. But she love it because she's like, yeah, it's more, it's for her.
It's smoother ride.
It's cool. But I'm like, okay, I can go to Walmart.
Right.
But this is what I learned. I'm looking at a vision in Houston. I'm like, man, I haven't, and I tell people my vision. I don't really care because God gave me this vision. Mm-hmm. There's nowhere, when people come here, they can actually do a course, the modules, the training. We do everything in one spot. Most places you gotta go. I gotta go here to record my podcast. I gotta go over here to let somebody edit it. Mm-hmm. I gotta go. We do everything in one spot. And so I want to build a content spot like Walmart. Right. When you want Walmart, ain't too many things you can't find at Walmart besides maybe some wood. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Everything that you need.
Everything you need. So I want to build that, and we're constantly building our team. I got 2 guys coming today just to come check the studio out. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably hire them if they say who they say who they are and they edit is good. Now, I need some more editors on the team because I got like so much content coming through because we want to give the video back in 72 hours. That's our focus.
Right.
When people record, edit, 72 hours back to them. You know what I'm saying? With the clips and everything.
Clips and the whole 9.
The whole 9.
No, man, that's outstanding, man, because this type of service is what new agents need.
Yes.
Where they can come in and set their foundation of their content creating so they can start introducing themselves to the media, to the market, to the world. Yes. In a way where they're getting themselves that good look as opposed to that amateur look that they probably getting when they do selfies.
And so that's why I try to tell people, I'm like, come here. Before you get here, you fill out the sheet. Tell me what you do, why you do it, and then we'll once you fill out the sheet, we'll send you back the questions that you want to ask yourself. And then when you come here, right, 3 questions on why you should be a real estate agent. All right, this is 3 questions on why did you start doing real estate? So we already started like laying out all the foundations. Then we tell them, what are your colors? What are this? What are that? Okay, good. Do you like the bold captions or do you just like the small caption? What kind of captions? We got like different things they can look at. Mm-hmm. And then, all right, once we get your colors right, we get that, 72 hours, we'll send you the 30 videos back. And so all you got to do is drip 1 a day.
Right.
You stay in their face.
Every day.
Stay in their face.
On a regular basis. Gotta happen.
That's what it's all about, man.
Gotta happen, man.
So,
you keep doing the work, man, because I'm so glad we was able to get this schedule.
Yes, I appreciate
sit down,
it,
man, because I've been, of course, before we interviewed you, I saw how you were moving, man. I seen the movement building, man, and everything you got going over here, man, is exactly what you had in your mind's eye. So when you see that, it's inspiring, man, for everybody around you. So don't forget that part.
Man, you know what? And I tell people, when you in the frame, you can't see the movie.
Yep.
So sometimes you got to stop, step outside and be like, okay, I kind of see it now.
No doubt.
But one thing I learned about a vision is when God gives you the vision, other people can't see it.
Yeah.
If they can see it, it's not your vision.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? If they can see it, I have people say, man, you trying to open up a content creator? What's that? I say, bro, what I see, and now I start looking around, I'm like, man, God has brought these people. He was like, you built it. He brought all these people. And it's like, all I did was put my name out there, I went to like maybe 40 events this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm either in two modes. I'm in, let me see, can I learn something mode? And I get them like, I already know this. Now I'm in, hold on, who can I get to come to my studio mode?
Right.
So I'm in two different modes. You know what I'm saying?
Same time.
Yeah. So
you got to, man. It's because people who don't know you here won't understand how accessible you are.
Yes.
Like, I mean, even the convenient location where you are, there's so many agents and business owners just on this side of town within a 10-mile radius that if they knew you were here, it would make sense.
Makes sense.
It's conveniently located.
Show
Come
up,
through, man.
record.
Yeah. Right, let's get it going, man.
That's it. So I think that's the whole thing, man. I just want to encourage you guys. I know y'all don't need my encouragement, you and Larry, but man, y'all got to keep pushing. I love it. I was on yesterday when y'all was interviewing that lady.
Yeah.
That she attorney.
Yes, the brand attorney.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm in love with people's story. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I have mentees that come here. I charge them $2,500 a year, and I teach them how to podcast. And man, they're like, man, they thought they knew until they started doing.
Right.
They're like, I ain't know nothing. I'm like, bro, come here. I'm gonna teach you how to podcast. You be thinking people know. They don't know. They don't know how all this equipment works. They don't know how this stuff interacting with each other, how to take it off, how to put it on a timeline, how to record. They don't know none of that. But I teach them. It's like, and I'm only charging $3,500 today. But remember today's price.
Yesterday's price. That's
so, because you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
This year I charge people $3,500 to help them with their brand to make passive income. Like basically take your ideal and create courses, $3,500. My wife said January 2024 is $5,000 out the gate.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I tell everybody they got to get down now.
Hurry up. You know what I'm saying?
Book it now.
Book it now, man. Any more questions you want to ask me?
Man, right now, man, I like to actually sit in one day with you and your wife.
Yes.
Because I think the dynamic of you two building together, I think is interesting. And I think there's so many husband and wife real estate teams that could gain a lot from hearing how you all have made business building and expansion work together. I think that'll be something.
Yeah, so what we've been doing is documenting our moments. Okay, so we've been documenting behind the scenes. Like so I told we're releasing a book next year. It's called Merging Marriage and Business. So OM2H, Merging Marriage and Business. So we want to teach people, you know what I'm saying, how you can work together, build your business, and become a great asset to your partner and not being a liability.
Right.
Like, I know what she's good at, she know what I'm good at. And I try not to step on her toes. So it's like, okay, you do this for me, I do this. All right, good, we gone. Perfect. And so building a team is important, dog, no matter what you do.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people out there. I've been looking at a lot of people in Houston. I mean, I got a lot of people on my list for 2024 I want to interview. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, let me see what these people are about. And I like, do you like, how you liking the virtual versus in person?
I mean, I would always prefer the in person. I think the vibe, the energy you get is a bit more organic.
Yes.
The virtual interviews does allow us to interview people that aren't always local.
Yes.
Makes it a lot more convenient for the people we're interested in talking to, so that helps.
That's true.
But I think this type of environment is something that can spawn more organic conversation.
Yes.
And give the people in the audience a little bit more insight, because sometimes you can get a little off script when you're in person, and you tend to keep it a little bit more on script.
Like, I gotta hurry up and get up over here.
You keep it on script when you're virtual.
Yeah, and I think, and the thing I think I don't like about virtual, because I did several virtual, it's like, man, please let your audio be good. Sometimes the audio be messed up.
It can happen that way a lot.
Because I got all the high tech equipment. I'm like making sure I'm good on my end, but then I'm like, dang. So now I gotta try to fix it.
So now this is the question: how difficult has it been for you to get a lot of the interviews that you want to do to put them in a position where they can come in and actually sit with you, or is it that people are so busy that that's what's caused the virtual thing, or are you interviewing a lot of people that aren't local?
No, everybody local.
Okay.
So what I do is I show you my play. I do a flyer where it's me and them. And so I put myself on side, I put them on side. I send them a message, say, hey, man, I love you. Pick your time, pick your slots. And then some people say, I can't come into a month. I can come next week. I can come. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's how it happens. So I just let them do, when are you free? But I ask a lot of people at a lot of times. So you got to remember, I'm asking sometimes 10 to 15 people a week. Right. Consistently. And so sometimes, oh man, let's do next week, or let's do this, that,
Makes sense.
But I keep asking. Then some people I got to follow back up with because they've been so busy.
Right.
So I got to follow back up. My wife say, you bothering people? I'm not bothering them. They just need to say, hey man, don't text me no more. Or don't DM me. And I understand I won't never DM them again, but if they was like, all right, I'm going to follow up.
Hey man, if there's anything that ever break in the news from a real estate perspective, holler at me, man, and we can always get back in and chop it up.
Yeah.
Because I do think a lot of times, a lot of those influencer voices are a lot louder than those licensed practitioners' voices, so that people can get a more factual based opinion of what's going on versus more of a personal leaning, self-serving advice type of thing. And that's what you get a lot of times, because you get a lot more advice than you get facts.
That's true.
So I try to be able to provide a more factual.
And that's why I said earlier, social media is dangerous, because people giving advice. It's not facts. I'm like, advice. Show me some facts. Right. So I'm that person. Like, hey, man, hello. What you saying? Is it true? I mean, I need to see.
But that's the role I play. So if there's anything breaking from that standpoint, man, just let me know. Especially you'll be surprised, man. You a lot. Like I said, when I actually got here, I was like, okay, I used to do a lot of business at that building next door to you. So I'm familiar with this entire area. Man. So anytime you want to talk about something like that, it can happen.
Man, listen, man. He dropped some gems on y'all today, man. As I always tell you guys, keep watching me like you watch TV. Your mindset gonna change and your income gonna grow. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.